Manifesting what you want is about a series of duality between working smart and working hard. Oftentimes, most people understand this concept, but when you really look in and day out at their journey, you begin to see that most people aren't where they want to go, but it's because they're not really moving effectively or diligently towards that outcome. And the reason being because they're probably doing one or the other. People think that they're working hard, but the reality is that they don't have a strategy, right? They don't have a strategy about what they should be doing on a tactful level. And so then they're just beginning to push harder against the wall. And if you're in a position where you're pushing against an immovable object, you're not going anywhere. And yes, you're exerting, and yes, you're working hard, but in the end, you're ending up in the exact same space. Counter to that, you have people who are working so smart, and they can sit there and tell you tit for tat what they're going to do and the metrics, how they're going to hold themselves accountable, and if they fall in the hole, how they're going to dig themselves out and how they're going to prevent themselves from falling into a hole over here. But they're missing execution, they're missing the hustle, they're missing the grind, they're missing the grit. It takes a symbiosis between the two to ultimately get where you want to go, whether that be an athlete such as a baseball player, or whether that be in business and perfecting your sales, or whether that be as a parent or as a friend. You have to understand the qualities that make that individual what it actually are. You see, when you know exactly what you're standing for, you can begin to work backwards and figure out exactly where you want to go. And then from there, step by step, work your way down, not up, but like I said, down, because that intuitively is going to help you see the bigger picture and figure out exactly where your starting position is. Maybe you're starting on the second step, maybe you're starting on the third step, maybe you're starting sub below. It doesn't really matter where you're starting, because in the end, you're trying to reach the top of the pinnacle. And that is what this is all about. When you know exactly where you're going, now you're able to leverage the intelligence, which is the hard, smart work, but also the hard work, which is the grit, the mentality, the struggle. And when you're able to put those two together, what's going to happen is you're going to actually go up. And yes, you're going to be met with adversity. And yes, you're going to be met with obstacles. But in perpetuity of moving along and being able to see yourself continue to grind, you're going to see changes. You're going to grow. You're going to learn. And you're going to ascend. And with that, you're going to pick up a velocity. And that trajectory is going to elevate and exacerbate your speed of progress. So my friends, what I'm here to talk to you about is not about being discouraged, and it's not about just working smart. It's not just about working hard, but it's about having intention and a very clear vision of exactly what it is you're looking to manifest and what you're working towards and what that means. And then when you do, understanding tactfully how you're going to position yourself to be effective and to work very smart and diligent, but also to put in more work than you ever have and to bust your ass and to make sure that if you're using any metrics, you're using the metrics of sacrifice, of compromise. And if you can do that, you can spend the rest of your life long-term exactly where you want. So make the decision and join me on the other side.